On D Street Chatter. Nimesh, what are you picking up? I mean, the negative sentiment continues. People are, quite nervous about the markets. But at least from those oversold levels, we've seen a bit of a bounce.
Yeah, Nigel. So, clearly a good intraday recovery, not only in the Nifty, but in the broader markets. And I'm more enthused about the broader market recovery because, first time it was given that there will be selling from the margin guys. So that actually is been done. And after today's fall, the feedback is large part of that selling from the leverage guys seems to be done with. And most of the retail investors, HNI investors in the last couple of days have thrown in their towels. They've been just, getting panicked and selling off. The difference is in the last couple of days, this was a feedback on Friday as well, that some smart guys have started nibbling to some extent in their individual names. So that's the first sign of some bit of confidence back from some larger investors. So that's the feedback from the retail part. As far as the institutional activity is concerned, I still believe that the FIs are net sellers. But today the feedback is maybe one of the large domestic fund has done a very large basket buying only because that fund was sitting on too much of cash. So it deployed some large amount of cash, not only on Friday, but aggressively today in today's market as well. So maybe, one need to see the domestic data very, very closely today. So that's the other feedback. But, as I said, the bigger take for me is the fact that large part of the pain seems to be out in the broader markets. That's the feedback which one needs to monitor now. So at least, Nigel, in the first few initial days, you will see a bit of momentum in the Nifty. Only once the Nifty stabilizes to some extent, you will see a bit of pullback in the broader market names as well, because everything looks very oversold. So that's a broad view. Even from a sector point of view, a bit of nibbling seems to be happening in the PSU names as well. Not every PSU is bought, but there is a bit of nibbling happening in the PSU names. So broadly, I guess some bit of value is emerging, and that's where a lot of investors, especially the larger HNIs and all smart guys, seems to be nibbling in the last couple of days.
Well, that's right. Nimesh, I was doing a rough screener check, and in fact, I looked at Narayana Hrudayalaya. We're talking about the markets being down so much. That stock is at a fresh 52-week high and on very, very large volumes. So pick and choose. There are select stocks that are doing well. But you have got a list of stocks that you're tracking as well. Run us through the list.
Right. So in terms of individual names, the first stock on my list is Godrej Properties. The entire, real estate basket, on Friday, if you remember, on the chatter, there was Lodha, which was seeing some buying interest, and now there is Godrej Properties. So again, small buy flows, but it's getting reflected on some bit of risk back in those momentum stocks in the real estate names. So Godrej Properties stands out for me in terms of buy flows. And also remember, for Godrej Properties, all eyes will be on the Maharashtra budget, which will come later this week. So that will have an impact on the lot of Mumbai-based real estate names, including Godrej Properties. So that's the first stock. The second stock is Voltas. Out of the blue, that stock is buzzing in trade, big volumes, and in the green since the morning trade, essentially because of buy flows. And also there is a Morgan Stanley tactical buy on the read-through from Blue Star's management's commentary. So looks like, at least the summer season will be quite strong for these AC players. The third couple of mid-cap names where HNI action has started. First is Dilip Buildcon. Today, the stock is up 4%, large volumes, and I understand some larger HNIs have bought. Similarly is the case with Indostar Capital. The stock is down 4% today. The volumes are on the higher side, and I believe some smart HNIs have started accumulating Indostar at lower levels. So that's from the HNI activity point of view. And the last is Bharti Airtel. There were a lot of shorts in the system on Friday as well. But again, I understand there is a bit of buy flows from larger institutions today. So that stands out for me. Bharti Airtel, good flows. That's on the buy side.
Okay, all right. Nimesh, got it. Thank you very much for the update there. So lots of stocks and lots of buzz in the market. Though otherwise, of course, we have had a fairly choppy session. So just